Why, hello there. Today we are going to talk about my past, present, and future of what I've recently finished, what I've been reading, and what I'm going to read in the future. So let's get into it right now. Recently, I just finished the book, The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. And this book is absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I loved it so much. I originally got this book from the library, and about partway through, I bought this book because I had to have it. It freaking spoke to me. It spoke to my soul. He talks about his experience with creativity and how it manifests and how creativity is for everyone. And it can be things as simple as rearranging your furniture or a conversation with people or problem solving, and not just artistic always, but absolutely artistic, but it can be applied to other things. And it's just a really fantastic look at it. Rick Rubin's had a pretty amazing career in the music industry, producing music for a insane variety of different types of acts, from the Beastie Boys, the Ghetto Boys, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rage Against the Machine, System of a Down, to name just like a few. And there's so many more. He just talks about all the ways of harnessing creativity and tapping into the source. He views things in a way that I do, and so I just really aligned with everything that was being said in this book, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend if you're looking for an inspiring book on creativity. It's like one of the best books on creativity I've ever read, hands down. Maybe you won't think it is because there are things in it that's a little bit like people may consider woo, but for me, I don't. I'm into it. It's good stuff. So that's what I recently finished. Currently, I am reading What Kind of Mother by Clay McLeod Chapman. This book comes out in September. It's so good. I just started reading it today, and I think I'm almost 100 pages in, but I was like, as soon as I started reading it, I was super invested in it. What Kind of Mother is about this woman, Maddie, and she returns to her hometown of Brandywine, Virginia with her teenage daughter. She scrapes together a living as a palm reader, and so she reconnects with an old high school flame, Henry McCabe, and he has had some really great tragedy in his life. He lost his son. His son disappeared at 8 months old. His wife committed suicide, and he still believes that his son is alive and out there somewhere. Maddie, she gives him a reading. When she does, she gets this like jolt and sees something. She decides to help him with this and see if they can find out if his son is still alive somewhere. He would be, I think at this point in the book, he'd be like 5 or 6 years old. What I really noticed too is Clay McLeod Chapman, he writes dialogue really freaking good. He does really well with it. You ever read a book and you're like, the dialogue's just so clunky? His is great. It feels natural. The flow of it is just really seamless, and I was just invested as soon as I started reading, and I can't wait to see where it goes. It comes out in September. As of this moment in time, I mean, obviously I haven't finished it, but I loved the other book I read, his Ghost Eater, was one of my top reads of last year. Awesome. So far, it's looking real good. I had a crazy book mail day today. I got like 3 things in the mail. I was expecting 1. I got 2 sent to me from Darklit Press, and I am super excited to dive into these. I did not know they were coming. I love when books just show up on my doorstep. It's freaking awesome. So the first one is Lacuna's Point by Tim Meyer. It's a good looking cover. I love purple. Big old clock tower, kind of stormy looking. I think it looks cool. So let's have some story time with Sin, and I will tell you what this book is about. I believe this one comes out in August, like the very beginning of August. So very soon. It might even be out before this video is out. 3 years ago, Ellie Brower's daughter went missing in the heart of Virginia. Today, Ellie receives a mysterious text message that leads her to believe her daughter might still be alive. She follows this rabbit hole to the coastal town of Lacuna's Point. But there's something wrong with this place. The town's only constable is zero help and downright hostile. There's a beloved mayor who presides over town affairs, but no one's ever seen his face. Meanwhile, an enormous clock tower holds something sinister behind its cyclopean eye of time. As Ellie unravels the mystery of her missing daughter, the town begins to change. Its geography, its spirit. Slowly, this homely paradise transforms into a nightmarish dream world. And not just the town. The people themselves are slowly evolving into something else. I love this. This sounds like it's gonna be awesome, and I cannot wait to read it. Lacuna's Point to Meyer. Everything I've read that's come out of Darklit Press, I have pretty much loved. So I feel like they choose really good authors that they put out, and everything I've read, it's been fantastic so far. And this one's a chonker. It's chonky. Almost 400 pages. It's 388 pages. So the next one we got from Darklit is Suffer the Darkness by Yolanda Svetsos. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. And we got a creepy cover, dark woods. It looks like maybe there's a weird ghosty or something, and some sort of strange altar? I can't tell. What is it? What is that in the woods? I don't know. Let's find out about it. Let's read about this book. Here we go. Okay, all I'm doing apparently is reading about missing children books right now. This is not intentional. It's like a weird synchronicity that's happening because the Clay McLeod Chaplin book is also about a missing kid, and then Lacuna's Point is about a missing kid, and this one too is about a missing kid. When it rains, it pours, or something. When in Rome, no. I mean, these could have been sent together, but the fact I'm also reading the one that's What Kind of Mother, it's also the same theme. That's strange. These things do happen. Kay Roscoe's daughter went missing in the woods 16 months ago, but when she returns, she's not the same person. Okay, so this one comes back. We don't know if the other ones come back. Maybe they do. We'll find out when I read them. She hardly speaks, she doesn't eat, responds with extreme violence, and things get worse when she's released from the hospital. There's definitely something very different about Molly. Her reappearance is making strange things happen to everyone around her. All right. Sounds super creepy. I love it. Okay, and then I'm gonna read you what Laurel Hightower said, because Laurel Hightower is kind of awesome. So she wrote the books Crossroads and Below is awesome, and it has Mothman in it, who is my favorite cryptid. In the brief space of this fast-paced novella, Yolanda Svetsos manages to sweep her readers through heartache and the supernatural, stomach-turning body horror, haunting imagery, and an epic ending I didn't see coming. Heck yeah. Suffer the Darkness, Yolanda Svetsos. I really should have looked up how to pronounce this name. I hope I'm saying that correctly. All right, the next book we got in the mail, another weird book. Let's go. Mothman. Speaking of Mothman, he's like, you rang. The Lake Michigan Mothman by Tobias Wayland. I saw this book on Instagram, and I love Mothman, and it said Lake Michigan, and I live somewhat near Lake Michigan. I'm in Michigan, so it borders the state. So I kind of had to get this book. There was no about it. It was all yes. Let me read you a little bit about what this is about. Obviously, it's about Mothman, but a little more. An amuse-bouche will give you a taste. This book represents over 2 years of research by a dedicated team of investigators who have taken dozens of reports of a weird winged humanoid seen around Lake Michigan. Author and investigator Tobias Wayland has collected these reports for the first time in one volume, along with his analysis and insider perspective as a member of the investigative team. The phenomena described within represents the continuation of a decades-long series of events, first recorded in Point Pleasant, West Virginia in the late 60s, but that has likely been with humanity since our advent, and seems just as likely to be with us until our end. And then it says about the author, Tobias Wayland is a passionate Fordian who has been actively investigating the unusual for over a decade. The first several years of his investigative career were spent as a MUFON field investigator, and following that, he investigated independently prior to becoming the head writer and editor for the Singular Fordian Society. His years as an investigator have served him best by illustrating that when it comes to the anomalous, the preternatural, and the paranormal, any answers he's found are still hopelessly outnumbered by questions. And if you didn't know what MUFON is, it's the Mutual UFO Network. It's a US-based organization that has civilian volunteers who study UFO sightings and whatnot. And yeah, there's like different chapters of it all around the country. There's so much good stuff coming up to read. I can't wait. I can't wait to read about Mothman. Mothman. I don't know. What is this? This is like... Is that a dance? No, it looks like I'm having a weird freak out. Anyway. Oh, what books are y'all currently reading? Anything weird? Anything good? Anything that you were just like so enraptured by that it blew your mind? Creative Act by Rick Rubin blew my freaking mind. I can't get over how good that book is. I cannot. I feel like I need to go back and I'm gonna have to like study it and take notes, and that's wild. If you guys are a fan of videos where I talk about multiple things that I have read or I'm going to read and all that good stuff, next video coming up will be about that. So stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe subscribe button. Come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.